Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to Soul Bbq. We are so glad and thankful to God for giving us this opportunity, to share the word of God, to bring it to your house, to your office, to your classroom, wherever you are. Today we're going to be talking about considering others, and the message is coming from Philippians chapter 2 verse 3 and 4. I'll see you in the word here at Soul Bbq. Welcome back to Soul Bbq, and today we're talking about considering others. The message is coming from Philippians chapter 2 verse 3, and it says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves." Verse 4, "Each of you should look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others." Today we're talking about consideration, or putting others before you. One of the things I've come to realize, in the human race or in human beings is selfishness. And I've seen so many friendships, relationships, being destroyed because the other person was, so into himself or herself, and they didn't care that much for the other person. Friendships, breaking apart because somebody else was all about me. This is my thing. This is about me. And then, things didn't go well. And God is telling us today through His Word that we should not look only to our own interests, but also to the interests of others. I remember when I was in Sunday school, there's a song we used to sing, and then it had something like J-O-Y, joy, and they used to tell us that J stood for Jesus, then all others, and then Y, yourself. So Jesus comes first, others come second, and you come last. So it's all about the way you treat others, because that shows the love of God in you. The greatest example that God gave us through His Word and through history is by sending His only beloved Son Jesus. He loved Him so much, but His love didn't stop at just, oh, I love the people, I want them to be saved. But then He sent His own Son Jesus into the world to die for us, to bring us closer and back to the Father. And that's what we call love and consideration. But today, we've been doing it the other way. So I'm posing a question to you. How do you treat your friends? Who comes first? Maybe you are in a relationship, you are in maybe a ministry, but you want to be at the forefront all the time. Maybe you're doing music, or whatever you're doing, business, but it's all about you all the time. People I've come to realize have things that they hide in their hearts, and they're like, oh, well, I love that person so much, but he's so much into himself, into herself. But the Word of God is telling us that we should also consider the interests of others, considering the interests of others. I think it is just natural for us to be selfish, because when you look at babies or kids, you can give a kid maybe sweets, candy, like 10 sweets, and then you're like, hey, can I have one? They're like, no, you can't have it, it's mine. But you're the one who bought the candy for the baby. So it's just human nature for us to be selfish. But God is telling us, to consider others even better than ourselves. That is love. That is the love that God requires from us.